God.
I'm sorry. A round of applause.
110-1, right? I believe.
Side. What they read?
Oh, dude, it's rock. Wait, bro, I'll buy another one. Back in your mouth. Fuck yourself. Good.
What's up? I'm ready. I'm gonna whoop that ass in fantasy. Speaking of
Mark Ingram's the GOAT. We're about to be.
Yeah.
You need your sign on the door.
I didn't know where to. I put it. Hunter came through this side. All right.
He's right. We need to sign it.
Oh, I know. All right. AB comes back off his stupid ass. Like how do you do that? The players gave you a suspension, bro. The players are like, y'all are so fucking dumb.
Well, yeah, because they could have fucked the whole season.
I know.
For doing that shit.
I know.
Like, I would have been pissed too as a good
Yeah.
teammate.
Yeah, I mean.
Do you see the freezing
So
cold takes
stupid.
tweet? Dude, it was like a few months ago. The Buccaneers tweeted their NFL account tweeted or their Twitter account tweeted the Buccaneers are now 100% vaccinated throughout the organization.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And then it comes out 2 of the players have fake vax cards. And then Freezing Cold takes screenshot of that tweet and then tweeted it.
Saw that. That one hurts.
Yeah.
That one hurts a little bit. Yeah. All right. Let's.
Are you surprised though that AB's pulling some shit like this?
Not in the slightest.
Yeah.
That I said not too long ago. His name's been out of the media. Like he's been doing good, and no one's been talking about him. Let's see if it'll last.
He's balled the fuck out.
He has.
Like he's definitely Brady's number one or favorite target.
He has been. Yeah. You can see there's chemistry there that has formed in not that many games, but it's there, and you see it. And I don't know if they need him because they still like. I would take Mike Evans and Godwin as good, some good, and Gronk has some good consolation prizes. Like that's still okay. Scotty Miller being my 4th target, I'm okay. Like
yeah.
You know, but it would be awesome to have him. Yeah, I'm not surprised at all. Not even a little bit.
Think of Brady being like a babe guy, just calling like everyone babe.
That's a little weird.
Yeah, you see what Julian Edelman said about it when Eli and were talking to him.
Yeah.
He's like, when he first called me babe, I was like, what the fuck? But then you just kind of learn that it's just like who he is. And I was watching the Colts Hard Knocks episode from the season, and he met up with before the pregame when the Colts played the Bucks. He was talking to Kenny Moore because Kenny Moore was on the Patriots for a little bit when Tom was there, and Tom walks up to him. He's like, "How you doing, babe?" I'm like, wait, what? This dude's actually like a weirdo.
Freaks me out a little. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Dude's babe.
It's nothing new. I don't know. All right, moving on. I love the Patriots. Dude. I called them as a dark horse to make the playoffs. I said I wanted to make them one of my sleeper teams, but I didn't know if they were a sleeper team. I didn't know if everybody else thought the way I did about them. I had Mac Jones as Offensive Rookie of the Year based on the way the team was set up and the coaching staff that I thought he was going to mesh so well with, just where he was going. I thought it's situational based with quarterbacks and where you're going. It's not. That's the most important factor. We're seeing it with Jacksonville. We're seeing it with the Jets. We're seeing it in those guys that go to horrible teams. You can't expect anything.
Bengals are doing with Burrow.
They have built around him so successfully in such a short amount of time, but he still got hurt. You know what I mean? He got hurt because you took a quarterback when you had major issues in your offensive line, and he got hurt, and you have to you have to take that on. Yeah, and they did, but they have also. I mean, they knew what they had to do, and we're seeing that team who's also inconsistent, but we see what they look like at their peak, and it is scary good. It is fun to watch too. And it's a great start.
I think one thing that's really overlooked, like a trait in Mac Jones, that people don't really talk about a lot, that attributes to what kind of player he is the fact that he was at Alabama for his entire college career, and he didn't start until his final season.
Oh, dude, so we've heard report. Yeah,
it just shows what kind of how big of a team guy he is. Like he's more of a we player than a me player.
Yeah.
So that's why he's able to listen so well and manage so well.
It's not just that's been
so well.
So that's developed his mental game and approach, right? But it's not just that. I would say even more than that, being at Alabama, because he was behind Hurts, then he was behind Tua, right? It took a while for him to even get a chance.
I think it was his 5th year,
dude.
Before he actually.
What do you think he was doing? He was playing quarterback for the scout team against Bama's defense, starters defense.
Yeah.
He's playing the best defense in the country all week long at practice, not caring if he's getting hit. He's their test. That builds that character, right? So I think that is a true testament to his work and how he's been just improving so fast. He knows the game so well. He used to tell Nick Saban, this is all you, he would talk shit to Nick Saban at practice, saying this is your defense, this is all you got. He would tear up Bama's defense at practice.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's one of those there was so much doubt around it at the time just because the receiving core he had and just Bama, those guys were open by 10 yards every time, but they were always in stride. They never had to slow down. They never had to lay out. So it's almost like it was so obvious, but we still had doubt, right? Why couldn't we just believe that it was great all around? And I think it's just tough to see because we've been fooled before, I think, so many times with guys out of Ohio State and guys out of previous Bama seasons. So, I don't know. The Pats are a scary good team.
Yeah, I don't want to say Mac Jones is a huge character guy because he's had some off-the-field issues. A couple of Deweys, But I think he's just a huge team guy. He's willing to do whatever it'll take to help the team win.
I think he has
sacrificing how he's playing.
I think he has Baker's mentality, but he doesn't have Baker's mouth.
He doesn't have the ego.
Yeah, well, I think he does. I just think it's quiet. I think he's a silent assassin type of guy.
He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Be the one to.
I always think they go hand in hand. You just don't speak it, but
yeah.
Honestly, that's what Baker does. He speaks it. That's where the ego. That's why ego is created. Is when you talk it.
I think Baker's ego relies a lot on him having to be that dude, and Mac Jones doesn't think that way. He doesn't care to be that guy. Where everything's he's the center of all of it. Mm. He's more like a collective type of dude.
Mom's calling me.
You should get her as a guest on.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to hear her take on Mac.
We got to get going. We got to get moving through this. Okay. I just brought him up. A little bit of a segue attempt there. Should Baker be playing right now? Next topic of discussion.
Absolutely not.
Obviously hurt. Obviously. So many different injuries, most importantly his left shoulder. And you say, it's not his throwing shoulder. He shouldn't have any issues. You look at Baker. He's not a big guy, but he still throws the ball pretty hard and pretty far. But it takes all of him to do it, including his left shoulder, to pull the fuck down to throw the ball.
And a foot issue or ankle issue, whatever.
So the arm is what's led to the throwing issues. Everything else you can manage because you don't have to run to be successful in that position. You can stay in the pocket and try to game manage better. He can't even do that. I didn't believe in him when he was healthy. He is just, and it's all because it's his contract year, right? He's trying to get that paycheck. He's trying to prove that he's tough, and that's his best attribute is his confidence and his ego. That's not what I want my quarterback's best attribute to be. I would like it to be there, but I would like their talent to be a little bit better than their ego. That's called being humble. That's how it works. Your ego can't be here when your talent's here.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier.
Those need to be switched.
His ego relies off of him being in the center of attention. And he has to be that guy.
And that's not what I want out of my franchise quarterback. Yeah. He's not a $40 million a year guy. That might be what he thinks he's worth, and he's trying to prove it, but he's literally hurting his chances at even getting that. If you're the Browns, he's putting them in a tough situation because he's saying he's absolutely fine. And everybody in the building knows what he's trying to do. Okay? He doesn't want Case Keenum going out there playing as well as he does when he's healthy and making it seem like he's not worth what he thinks he's worth. He wants to go out and prove it, but he doesn't understand that it's hurting his team.
And Keenum's a serviceable
He's one of the best
QB.
One of the best in the league.
As a backup.
Yeah, as a backup, 100%.
Because he's taken a team to the playoffs before, so it's
I think he's as good as Baker healthy. I truly do. If they were to have started him in first-team reps for the whole offseason and been working healthy the whole time, I think he's just as good as Baker. I really do.
He can come out and throw 4 touchdowns for 220 yards.
It's the Kirk Cousins effect,
And he can also
basically.
come out
Like
and throw 2 touchdowns.
It's that
for 4
tier.
picks.
They're all in that tier. I'm fine with either one of them. Give me him healthy and I'm okay. But Baker's not healthy, and it's just hurting. It's hurting. I mean, you think about. I feel like so much blame from the Browns in the past 3 seasons has gone on Odell Beckham. It's just absurd to me, bro. You got a great offensive line. You got Nick Chubb, you got Kareem Hunt, you got OBJ, you got Austin Hooper, you got Njoku, you got Jarvis Landry, and you can't score? And you're not a rookie no more. Like, you suck. It's not a big shock. I don't know why there's any discussion of him getting anywhere plus $28 million a year. There's no way. There's no way. I don't see it. I mean,
Stafford's hurt, and OBJ's low key balling with him. Like,
Took
not
one-
balling, but he's showing like what.
took
he
the
says
first
he can
game.
do.
Discard that first game. That didn't even count in my mind. He didn't even have half of a week of practice with him.
Yeah.
And then they get a bye week, and he goes off for almost 100 yards and a touchdown. 10 targets, the most he's had all season.
Yeah.
It's like, come on. Like,
I mean, I'm not an OBJ fan, but it just kind of shows like where
it's
the problem lies.
absurd to me that their offense has either been because of coaching. The failures have gone on either coaching or OBJ or both. And it's never been solely on Baker. Like, it's people still, and it's his ego. He fools people. And not fooling me.
Well, he's like, when he comes out and he'll have like a 270-yard game with 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, and they win by double digits or multiple possessions, and people are like, this is the Baker.
They barely beat the Lions, bro.
What?
They barely beat the Lions.
I know. I'm saying when he has a game like that,
Yeah.
people come out and say, this is what Baker's capable of. He just needs to like keep it together. And that's where people like think that he's actually worth something. But I mean, look at Mike White. Dude comes out, balls out in his first start ever.
And I said, let's wait and see.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Like, any QB's capable of having like a monster game.
Dude, it's
the great ones that are consistent with him. Baker's
it's
not
what's right
consistent
now,
with it.
dude. I mean, if you go back and do his draft, he's like one of the middle. He's not going to be one of the top 3 quarterbacks taken in that draft if we were to redo it.
No.
It's no way. And so he doesn't deserve that money. We'll see. We'll see where he ends up. I don't think it's Cleveland unless he really humbles himself and realizes it. And I think he's like Jimmy Garoppolo level, right? I don't think he's the absolute dog water, but where his ego is like almost triple to what he actually realistically is. And it's just, it hurts him and it hurts his outlook on people that understand it realistically. It turns it to annoying, you know? But all right, let's move on. Just ripped into him pretty hard there. Let's rip.
Their defense.
Yeah. It's young. They're also injured a little bit, but you got Marlon Humphrey. I love Patrick Queen. I think he's a dog out of LSU. I think he's a 2nd or 3rd year guy. Really young, but he's going to be a beast for years to come. I mean, they have pieces. They're one of the best front offices in football, if not the best, as far when it comes to just building your team.
Also one of the best head coaches.
One of the best head coaches. I think them and the Steelers are probably up there as the best drafting teams. The best, like, in-house talent, like, just over since, like, just forever. Like, you know what I mean? Historically, I think those are the best at what they do, and Patrick Queen's a great example of it. The fact that he fell to a 2nd round. I mean, you get a middle linebacker like that who's just a beast. He's basically Isaiah Simmons.
I think he was the first rounder, dude.
Was he?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think he was their first pick.
Well, if he wasn't, he was a good pick, but even then, if he was, he must have been deep, a later pick.
Yeah, it was definitely mid to late rounds.
Yeah.
Let's see. First, 28th overall.
Yeah. I mean, there's 20. What year?
Second year guy.
What year?
2020.
Yeah.
Worst year ever.
I mean, 27 guys picked in front of that man. I feel like not all of those hit. There's no way. Not like he is going to be. He's a beast. But
you got me thinking now. Who was taken before him?
That guy's a monster. I'm sure there were some good players, but probably some good wide receivers, to be honest. 2020.
Henry Ruggs. Yikes.
Ouch. The first taken. So that means Jefferson was taken in front of him. Judy was taken in front of him.
Jalen Reagor.
That was a
Yikes.
bust. I was excited for him, too.
You see he dropped 2 touchdown passes
Yep.
to win the game?
Yep. That doesn't go down in the stat book.
Brandon Ayuk went before him.
Very well.
Jordan Love went before him.
What a draft, man.
Jordan Brooks. Who the fuck is that? He's a linebacker for Seattle.
He could be good, actually. I don't know. He could be starting. I'm not sure.
He's not Patrick Queen.
Not Patrick Queen.
Not Patrick Queen.
Not Patrick Queen. All right, let's move on.
Isaiah Simmons.
He's going to be good. He's going to be good.
But hasn't been developing as well as Patrick Queen.
Yeah, I mean, if you take one, I'll take the other and be happy. All right, let's get to the Seahawks. A little bit of a interesting, I would say one of the more interesting topics that's going to be in the offseason. What does Pete Carroll do? Does he continue on the Seahawks journey and just get ready to rebuild at the age of 70, I believe, the oldest coach in the NFL?
Yeah, no, they need to get him the fuck out of there.
I don't see any way the Seahawks move on from him. I do see this as being Russ's last season for the Seahawks. They went 12-4 last year, and he was unhappy. I believe they're 3-8 this year. You think he's happy now? There's no way. They're the only team in their division that has no chance at the playoffs at this point of the season, and so they already have nothing to fight for, really. Their first round pick is with the Jets, so they're basically screwed anyways. They have literally nothing to look forward to. So you don't see it getting much better without a first round pick. Your coach and your quarterback don't agree on scheme towards the game. Your quarterback doesn't think you do enough for him as far as the offensive line goes. This has got to be it. What do you think?
I think there's a few ways to improve things in Seattle without Russ leaving. The first one, obviously, get rid of fucking Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
Like, just text him the address to, like, a retirement home, tell him, like, it's a new front office location, and he'll pull up, he'll fucking walk right in, like, it's just another work day. Second, they need to contact Future, coordinate something with Sierra, so Russ comes home one day from work or practice and just sees Future bending over, like, the kitchen counter. Because the last time they won a Super Bowl was when his first wife or fiance cheated on him with Golden Tate. Maybe call Golden Tate and, like, hey, Golden, want to be a Seahawk for a day? And just hook up that affair with Sierra. Get Russ pissed. Get him, like, get another chip on his shoulder, you know?
That's aggressive.
Because now he's just kind of like a weirdo. Like, he names his kid Win.
I think that ruined any chance of Russell Wilson coming on our podcast. You know, that was in the works.
Oh, whoops.
That was in the works. It's all right.
The truth needs to be told, you know?
Like, sometimes Future might come on.
I'd rather have Future on than Russ. I didn't listen to Future either.
Go Hawks. All right. I mean, do you think this is his last year? Do you think the Seahawks pull a move and say, what does it take for you to stay here? We will even move on from Pete Carroll. If they say that to Russ, does he stay or does he still want out? Are the Saints so enticing with Sean Payton, like just their scheme, their overall, the city, all of it, the vibe over there? I mean, is that more enticing than any option that they can even provide him? What do you think?
No, Seattle says we'll get rid of Carroll if you stay.
You think he does?
I think he'll stay if he also gets a big say in who the next coach is.
I could see that. Yeah. I don't see that ever happening, but I agree with you. I think that would be what it would take to get him to stay. And I don't think that they do that. I think that they stick with the head coach, but it all depends on what the head coach wants. If he wants to retire, then maybe Russ stays. So it'll be interesting. I think that's going to be, that's right now just a topic that's literally brewing and just waiting for it to get worse and worse and worse as the year goes on. So we're getting ahead of it a tad early, but don't be surprised when it's week 18, and Russ has demanded a trade, with something like that, right? Don't be surprised. But
he starts ghosting the entire organization.
Yeah, exactly. I remember the 3 teams he said. I think they were his favorites were the Bears, who went with Fields and invested in his future, the Cowboys, who have since then given Dak a new contract, and the Saints, who went with Jameis Winston over anybody else on their roster, including Taysom Hill, who tore his ACL. And now we saw Taysom Hill play pretty awful. Granted, he was hurt a little bit, but I don't think it would have been that much better I think the Saints look pretty good. I don't know. They have a great defense. You got Alvin Kamara. You got a better offensive line, and you have a head coach who's probably going to be on the same page as you. I could see it. I don't know.
It would definitely not be a bad fit.
Yeah. I mean, there is still an issue of weapons as the receiving core and then tight end, but I think that's something you can solve through free agency pretty quickly. We saw the Patriots just do that. Went out and got the 2 best tight ends on the market. So, I mean.
Low-key might trade Metcalf from the Seahawks.
Along with him?
No. Like, trade Metcalf maybe for, like, an O-lineman.
No, if they move on from Russ, Metcalf's going to be what gives them money. It's going to be what brings in season ticket holders.
He's got butterfingers, though.
He's still going to bring in season ticket holders. The man is... the people love him. People love him. Yeah.
I don't know. I think he's kind of overrated. So maybe ship him out.
Maybe a touch, but he's still incredibly young. So we'll see. But
about Mike Tomlin and
okay, I guess not.
Chase Claypool.
Oh, that beef. I mean, Claypool saying playing music at practice will make it more fun. Tomlin saying, "Why didn't he worry about being a receiver and I'll worry about my job?"
Yeah.
I think the
latter.
Yeah, the division of labor. Yeah.
Is appropriate.
Yeah.
You think he just wants
the Mike Tomlin answer? I'm not surprised. Chase Claypool, shut the hell up. What are you doing, bro?
You think
you know who your coach is?
Him and Juju are just trying to.
Juju's not even playing. He's done for the season.
They're trying to film TikToks.
Yeah.
But there was a former Steelers safety who was like talking about how that's not like the culture or like the environment that Tomlin has built. Like that's not like the Steeler way to be acting like that.
Yeah.
Like practice is supposed to be fun, or whatever. And then Tomlin said something in reply to that like even the former guys know what their place here is better than current guys.
Yeah. I mean, I coach baseball at a incredibly drastically lower level, just little club ball, but we do our practices and I treat it that like this isn't supposed to be fucking fun. Like the competition, that's what's fun. Like if there isn't, I mean, that's the only thing that should be fun. So I totally agree with it, and Claypool should just shut up, honestly. Like
there's just some
come on, dude. And I like Claypool. I was a Notre Dame fan, loved him at Notre Dame. Thought he would be a beast in the NFL. You know, I was ahead of it before others just because I was a Notre Dame fan. I knew he was, and I knew his freakish abilities, and he's huge. Like I saw it coming, and the Steelers draft well, so that just reinforced me. I was like, oh, if he's gonna be a beast, the Steelers drafted him. You know.
Yeah, he is a dog, but
yeah.
We also got to remember.
Shut up.
This generation.
And you went to Notre Dame. I'm just surprised.
This era of new players coming up is like our generation of. That we grew up with, and there's a lot of fruitcakes in our generation.
It's getting to be a little younger than us too, and it's getting worse.
Yeah.
Fruitcakes. We're at a point where like, oh, these young kids. we're young, dude. Still.
Yeah, if I could go back in time, and punch myself in the face when I was 17.
I would beat myself up pretty good. Yeah.
I'm coming inside of the head with the crowbar.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, that concludes our NFL episode. Thanks for tuning in, guys.